Eden Park taking on the Crusaders. What would normally be a near the top of the table clash certainly shapes up in a different way than some anticipated. The Crusaders sitting in second at the moment with just that one loss. And then the Blues, it's been a really interesting start to their season. They have been so close multiple times to being able to get themselves victories. Rieko Ioane, he scored 2 weeks in a row. We had to wait about 600 days for him to find his form, but now that he has, he's definitely one to watch out for. And at this contest, looking through the starting lineups, first of all for the Blues, it is Josh Fusitua in the front row alongside Kurt Eklund and Angus Ta'avao, Patrick Tuipulotu and Josh Berry in the locking duo with Cam Christie, Dalton Papali'i, and the return at number 8 of Hoskin Satutu. He did get that 3-week suspension after giving Lakai a bit of a high shot, so he now makes his way back in to the starting lineup. Sam Nock and Stephen Perafeta as the 9-10 combo. They have once again gone with Taeli as the young 12, with Rieko Ioane on his outside at 13, Caleb Clark, Mark Talia, and Corey Evans at number 15. Then for the Crusaders, it is Tamaiti Williams, Cody Taylor, and Fletcher Newell as the front row. Scott Barrett doing well enough throughout the season, but I think he's been overshadowed lately by Antonio Chalfoun. He's been sensational in that number 5 jersey for the Crusaders. Cullen Grace, Tom Christie, and Christian Leo Willie there as the number 8. Kyle Preston once again gets himself another start, although Noah Hotham, I believe, is going to be making his way off the bench later on. Kimura will be the starting team with David Havili and Dallas McLeod in the middle, and then Sevu Reece, Shea Fiaki, and Will Jordan at number 15. Now, Macca Springer, he scored 5 tries last week, not in the starting lineup for this contest. Instead, he'll make his way off the bench alongside James O'Connor. Quinton Strange also returning from his injury for the Blues. Having someone like a Lachlan McWannell later on in this contest could be absolutely massive. But I do think this game's going to be played at a frantic tempo. We did recently see a game of cricket at Eden Park, but it is going to be now Eden Park for the rugby. Looking through at the chat, we have got Rieko, as always, been better on the wing, says Mickey Hudd, and we'll see Sevu Reece break the try-scoring record today. Honestly, he's doing so well at the moment. He keeps on scoring. That's a wrong squad image for the Blues, says Kiwi Rob. Are you sure? I've got it here as well, looking through at it. So who is the one that you'd say is incorrect? We have got there, will Sevu Reece break? Going back to that one, I think that if it's anything like the game up against the Western Force, which I would like to think it wouldn't be, because surely it's not going to be as open. We saw 8 tries scored between Sevu Reece and Macca Springer. They just kept on getting it out wide, and they kept on reaping the rewards. So I don't see that happening here. I could see it being a lot lower scoring. Blues had to make some game day changes, says Kiwi Rob. One moment, we will go back and we'll see exactly what changes they are. Oh, yeah, so Berry and Lachlan McWannell both in the starting lineup. Mullen, why so many players out for the Blues? It seems like it's just in that front 5, though. So Mullen comes in rather than Kurt Eklund, and then the locking duo, just a little bit of a reshuffle with McWannell moving into the starting side. We have got their Blues girls team are way better than the boys. What do you think? Says Tui. It's very easy to compare them, but also it's very hard to compare them too, because at the end of the day, different opposition. But that Super Rugby Aupiki comp at the moment is going absolutely phenomenally. Seeing some great rugby being played. Rieko going to get to lead this Blues side out due to the fact that Patrick Tuipulotu is out. But 118 games under his belt. Let's see whether or not it can be a victory for him. Do let me know your score predictions for this match, ladies and gents. This is actually, for me anyway, this is a very hard one to predict, as I do think both of these sides have got the potential. The Blues are due for a win. You know, they've had so many close games where they haven't quite been able to get through. But for now, you know, maybe it's going to be the turning point. Can't believe we lost to the Reds, says Max. I hadn't even seen that score, to be honest. I was playing cricket right up until pretty much about 5 minutes before we started. I had to drive home, snuck in, and managed to get here just in time. What URC games are you doing tonight? There are 3 on TVNZ, so the ones that we are doing will be probably Sharks Zebre as well as Bulls Leinster, but definitely Bulls Leinster. That one is 100% locked in. I haven't scheduled them or anything as of yet, So I wanted to wait to see who were in the lineups for those two sides. Right, 58 starts for the Blues for Stephen Perafeta, 28 at fly half, 30 at fullback. He will be starting this game as the number 10. A very good afternoon from Brisbane to you, Hamish. Just cracked a can of L&P. Let's go the Blues and welcome everyone along to the broadcast. Says James. Yeah, it's been a very entertaining Super Rugby competition so far. Unpredictable is another way that you could easily describe it. It looks like a great afternoon / early evening game. Well, closer to evening, isn't it? We're getting out of the summer season into the early dark nights. But it's kicked off by the Blues and nicely claimed by Scott Barrett inside of his own 22. Keep the ball on the side of the Crusaders. Now, early possession will be important. We saw what the Crusaders can do if they can get their hands on the ball for an extended period of time. What's your score prediction, sir? Honestly, like I mentioned about it on yesterday's live stream as well, I think that this is the most uncertain I've been going into a match between the Blues and Crusaders for an extremely long time. Like, we could honestly see 13 plus for the home side, 13 plus for the away side. We could see a 1-point thriller. We could see golden point. That's going to be overthrown by the youngster Mullen. I just said about all of the changes that have been made. Mamananu, he is in the starting lineup here. I see taken by Corey Evans. I think losing the Rebels will help Aussie teams. What do you think? I think that it's already strengthened up a few of the Aussie sides, which is fantastic to see. You know, the Waratahs, they're looking pretty handy this year. And they were a side that really benefited from the Rebels losing the players and coming to join. Crusaders appear to be an informed Kiwi team. Just look at their performance so far, says Alessio. Yeah, like they've been going a little bit under the radar, which is crazy to say because they're in second place on the overall standings. A lot of people have had their eyes firmly on the Chiefs, but Crusaders are sneaking by, you know. They were able to really hold their own multiple competition matches that they've had so far. Nice run from Scott Barrett, sitting 40 metres out from the line at the moment here, the Crusaders, and they will kick it downfield with David Havili. Do you reckon Landers make the top 8? I think that they've got a good chance, but there is also a chance that maybe they are, well, in fact, it's top 6, isn't it? So I think that they could be between 6 and 8. So we'll have to wait and see whether they get that final spot for the playoffs. Blues by 12 or less should be a corker. Says Simon, who's the favourite? Saders not won away from home for 2 years. I'm not actually too sure who came in as the favourite of this match. I believe it was almost a pick'em from what I saw really early on. Nicely taken by Shea Fiaki, just outside of the 22 now. Right, we'll go here and play. Blues are favourite, $1.67 compared to Crusaders, $2.10. And the Blues did, says Kiwi Rob, although as we've learnt throughout the season, odds mean very little in Super Rugby as easily, that's a big shot on Stephen Perafeta. I think 2 players from the Crusaders went up for it, but it does bounce onto the side of the Blues. Knock, going across to Mark Talia, trying to step underneath the tackle attempt of Christian Leo Willie. They do now have to release him. Referee in charge of this one is James Dolman. And Darren Lincoln said, hello Hamish, welcome in mate, hope you are doing extremely well, the youngster Mullen. 40 metres out from the line at the moment here for the Blues. Josh Berry starting at 4. Now big attack and run forward from Hoskins to Tutu. He will be extremely happy to be back after his suspension. I want to try and make up for lost time. That's the thing, in a competition like Super Rugby, if you miss a couple weeks, you know, leading try scorer, that's a great run for Dalton Papali'i, goes over. Crusaders can't stop the big man, and the Blues strike early at Eden Park. Getting a try early enough that the sun is actually still shining here in New Zealand. And try Dalton, says Kiwi Rob, yeah, just charged hard, and it seemed like Will Jordan, I mean, he tried to drag him down, but just not working for the Crusaders. Looks like, yeah, it was Havili as well as Kamara, and they just couldn't stop Dalton Papali'i. Blues will win this game, says Darren, and I'm at the game live. Just say hi, way too drunk up the Chiefs, says hi life. And come on the Crusaders, says Roof there. Blues hard out, afternoon naps can make you groggy. I'm learning the hard way yet again, says James. I don't see us beating the Brumbies away next week. Yeah, but Super Rugby, like we said, unpredictable. This is interesting. Once again, they've got Taeli taking the kicks at the post. Now, they have got Perafeta, but they don't seem to like to back him off the tee anymore, and that kick has gone over from Taeli, so that is going to make the score now sitting 7 points to 0. Now, we have to remember, unfortunately, even though it was a hard kick, the youngster did miss what was the match-winning kick for the Blues last week. So maybe Perafeta with his injury feels he's not ready to kick off the tee yet, but then that makes me concerned that he's in the starting lineup. Surely if there's any sort of little injury there, you wouldn't want to risk him. Hamish, you're looking absolutely fantastic today. I'm glad I finally made a Crusaders game. Says Ruth. Yeah, it is one of only 3 Super Rugby matches that we are doing this weekend, so a little bit light compared to some of the weekends. Now, cross kick attempted. Caleb Clark not quite able to bring it in. So it's now going to be the Crusaders line out. If the Blues win, will we end up in the table, says Kiwi Rob. So this is the not quite updated table, but they will not go above the Reds. The Highlanders, the points differential might... How badly did they lose their last game? I'll have a quick look just because like I said, I haven't actually seen what the result was of that. Okay, they lost it by 6. So that means they got the bonus point. They're on 11. If the Blues win this game comfortably with the bonus point, they'll move up to the top 6. Now chance here for the Blues. They've got possession. Rico Ioane goes off to Sam Knock. It's going to be dragged down about 15 metres out from the line. Severis over the ball. It was going to be a clean turnover, but the Blues, they somehow managed to get the one back. For Situa, playing halfback was Corey Evans. Back across to the right-hand side. Satutu lined up by Christian Leo Willie. It's going to be a knock-on against the Crusaders. Or at least the advantage for it. Cam Christie. And off to the left-hand side again. Mark Taleo off to Lachlan McWanu. He was going to be making his way off the bench rather than starting in this contest. We have got there who you support in Super Rugby, says Underkit. I am extremely unbiased in Super Rugby. I just always hope that we have good games, and lately we've been getting a huge amount of them. You're looking so jacked, says Max. I don't think I am. I think that maybe it's just either the lighting or maybe the fact that we just ran around for cricket that might be helping me, but it must be a camera trick. Oh, that's going to be knocked on by the Blues just as they were starting to get that attack flowing. It will be the scrum feed for the Crusaders, but a quick fire, 7 minutes right off the get-go. The umpires makes you a great commentator, says Mickey. And Blues first try says, hey. So yeah, first try was scored by Dalton Papali'i. Did manage to get it. Prediction for draw versus Force. Honestly, a really hard game to predict. The draw have to say it nicely, a terrible record away from home. But I don't know. I feel like the Force, if they don't play well, the draw could upset them. We are going to be covering that one on the channel as well, of course. It has taken place at this time tomorrow night. Bit weird for a Sunday night fixture, but it's afternoon kickoff in Perth. And Crusaders defend boys Blues on a rampage early on, says Roof. Pack weights. This is very interesting. 922 kgs apiece. So nothing to split them weight-wise. Skill-wise, we're about to see who gets the better of it. Go the Mighty Blues. Says Puna there. And let's go the Blues. Says Tui there too. And Hamish, will you be sad if Eden Park ends up being replaced by a new stadium, says James. I mean, it would be a bit of a shame, definitely because of, what history we've seen at the stadium. For all I know, it's not going too bad in terms of like health and safety and everything, but yeah, it would be a shame to see it disappear. Now, Kyle Preston goes off to the left-hand side. Dallas McLeod almost through, but Taili makes another important tackle. You're covering the Bulls versus Leinster game. We certainly are. As well as, hopefully, Sharks Zebre. Nice take from Caleb Clark. He was inside of his 22. Now looks for touch and gets the ball out. And Hamish and all says, Ria, welcome in. How was your cricket game? Any good wickets taken? I did not take any wickets. But I also did not bowl. So I feel like that makes more sense. Our team actually took a couple really good catches, which was ideal. Oh, yeah, they've actually said that Caleb Clark took that one back into the 22, which does now mean that it will be a line out for the Crusaders on the 22-metre line. Tom Christie shifting this one away to the left-hand side. Here comes the best chance of the half for the Crusaders already. Shea Fiaki puts in the fin. Mark Delia hanging on to his jersey and just manages to stop him. Is it indoor cricket? No, outdoor. Last week of the season. So, yeah, it's getting a little bit wetter now. So, yeah, last week. But we finished on a high. We managed to get the win, which was quite ideal. Now going off to the left-hand side, Moananu goes on the outside to Dallas McLeod. They're 5 metres out from the line. I like especially the All Blacks record at Eden Park, says Max Cottle. I mean, look at what happens when the All Blacks play at Sky Stadium. They certainly won't want to create another stadium with that kind of record. Now Havili, he has the option. Oh, that is sensational work from David Havili. He almost went through and scored the try. Honestly, he deserved it. Preston wants it himself. He gets over, and the young nine gets another one. But Havili needs a massive amount of credit for that assist. They didn't want to tackle him. He kept on pumping his legs, getting closer to the line. Can't wait for us to play the Crusaders into Dunedin, says Max. Yeah, Taeli trying to make the tackle on him. Eventually managed to drag him down alongside McWannell. I'm a big cricket fan, says Rhea. Oh, that was almost a really awkward way for Taeli's knee to get bent as well. Probably lucky that he didn't injure it. But a very good counter from the Crusaders. Hectic pace, Crusaders, keep your heads and get that ball. Hit that like button if you are enjoying the broadcast, says James. And the kick has missed away to the side for Kamara. So not having the best accuracy in the game up against the Western Force. And it would seem that it might be the same in this one up against the Blues. Yeah, Preston, as soon as he was within the metre, he wanted to try himself. I think we should introduce a Super Rugby draft. I don't know. I like the idea, but I also know, financially as well as sustainability-wise, it probably wouldn't work for Super Rugby. The MLR has one, and I think that's one of the only rugby leagues that actually do it. But yeah, I feel like they're better off just having transfers, to be honest, because or else then, you could end up with a player going to a random area and having to move, and then, of course, you bring the families into it, so they all have to get up and go. That would be a great sponsorship. Little plug there if we were sponsored by Up and Go, of course. But now, Kyle Preston going to be rolling this one back. We have got there, what would happen if you were playing cricket with your team and then you hit the ball and accidentally broke a car window in the car park? It's happened before, not for me, but yeah, normally there's a little bit of a awkward discussion when it does take place. That's going to be going off to the right-hand side here. Che Fiaki up the middle. The Blues cut open and the Crusaders strike again. That is 2 tries in 3 minutes now. A big cheer around the ground from the Crusaders fans. Quite a few have made it to Eden Park for this contest, but that is once again the danger. You can't afford to miss tackles up against a side like the Crusaders. Definitely not off the form that they've had this year, but Stephen Perafeta, he dropped the ball and then it was just a counter-attacking chance. Nice try, says Hanoi. Havili once again, another assist. The Ringar window can be paid for by KiwiLad ad revenue, says James. Have to be a cheap windscreen. We have to get hot over East London way. I think we're getting rain next week, says Rhea. Now the Crusaders, they have gone from 7-0 down to a 10 points to 7 lead with a kick to come. Good evening, Kiwi lads, everyone. Home from work, high sunshine, the sunshine today, says Spider Mick to Ruth. That kick has gone over this time, so 12 points to 7. Just Super Rugby in a nutshell. The ref today was a former Reds player. Was he? James Dolman. I didn't actually know that he played for the Reds. I know that Nick Berry was a Reds man. We have got there. Did you play French cricket? Use your shins as the wickets. So funny to think about it now, says Tonian. No, we had proper wickets. But yeah, it is It's unique when you see French cricket and the way that they play it. Like, it's probably the safer way to not smash windows in a backyard, depending on who's playing. Were you in the slips or on the ropes at bat catching? I was on the ring, so pretty much 30 yards out, roughly, was where I found myself, and also short cover, so a little bit closer in at times. We have good there, hello. Sunshine for you, lots of water coming down in Cape Town. Are the Stormers at home or are they away this week? I think they're home, aren't they? So hopefully the rain doesn't affect that game too much. Now, big attack and run from Hoskins. Satutu sitting 25 metres out from the try line. Ball on the inside to Josh Berry. And there quickly was Cullen Grace. And he's done enough. Same with Christian Leo Willie. And the clean steal for the Crusaders. Moananu on the short side. Doing very well on those breakdowns at the moment. Also, this back line has been strong. Shea Fiaki trying to go through. Havili has a drop ball this time. We have got there. Good morning, Kiwi lads. Hope you're well. Stormers game is away. Oh, okay. So they're heading north to the Scarlets, I think it is. Isn't it? Amy on Silly Mid-On. Says Spider Mick. We have got there. Do you ever play island cricket? You know, with a triangle-shaped bat? I have not, no. And next week I'm doing 9 hours till it changes. We're closing till 4 and now back home. So there's a Nov mum there too, but a couple early handling errors from these sides can be expected with the pace that they are trying to play at. Rob Penny, Crusaders coach, looking on. He wouldn't have been happy with that first 10 minutes, but the next 10, I think he certainly won't be able to complain too much. Sorry, I'm too early. South African games, never mind, champ. See you later. Says One Beer Bosch. So yeah, we will be scheduling those ones after the next live stream, or this one, when this one comes to a close. It counts as overtime, so that's an extra $44 after 2:30 a.m. Why the hell are we having a referee from the South Island doing this game, says Kiwi Rob. Didn't someone just say that he used to play for the Reds? Like, I'm pretty sure he'd be relatively unbiased. Fern Cotter blood pressure at a record high, says James. And we have got there Scarlets versus Stormers, same time as Leinster. Pity Lions lost to Cardiff, says Tony. And yeah, by the sounds of it, it was a very close game. That one is going to be now a free kick in favour of the Crusaders. And also, we have got Moananu, All Blacks, Bolter. It would be a tricky one, definitely because they have got quite a few hookers that they could go to. You know, Talkiaho's now back. Safwan Moore, by the time we get round to the All Blacks stage, might be just about there. Let's go the Blues. But yeah, I assume there will be a bolter this year. And last year, I think it was Pasilio Tosi. No one really saw that one coming. In fact, pretty much even Hurricane supporters went, what? When he did get selected. G'day, Hamish. Been a minute. How are you, mate? Says JD. Welcome back, mate. It's great to see you. Been doing well. Hopefully you are doing well too. Sam Knock on the halfway line. Hollywood Bet Shark is going to win big today. Sharks by 60 points. Little chipping behind there from the Blues. Corey Evans going off to the left-hand side. Now Hoskins to do the rush defence on him by Shafiaki. Now passing on the outside. Some big hits coming in from this Crusaders defence. The Blues doing well to hang on to possession. Josh Fusitua. Carlos Spencer walked past me today, says no mum. Did you say hi? That's the penalty, though, to the Crusaders. One moment, we'll go like this. And we will go like that. We have got Caitlin in the chat. It said hello all. Elegant handsome Mr. Hamish, says Caitlin. I decided to have a little bit of a shave. I thought I'd tidy myself up a little bit. Not sure why. Just decided it was a good idea. Bad call by James Dolan, playing the 9 at the last breakdown. And we have got there go the Crusaders, says SS2. Did you have a great day and how did your cricket go? Going to Nelson next month to catch up with relatives. I didn't know a Crusaders going to win, says Kevin. So yeah, cricket went well. We managed to win it with about 10 overs spare. So that meant I was able to get home in time for this game. So that was ideal. Sever Reese. They got about 40 metres out from the line. Caitlin, absolutely. Hamish always looks like a rock star. Says, I don't know about a rock star. But I will certainly take it. Another knock on there from the Crusaders. Means that the Blues have got themselves the scrum feed. Do you reckon Tim Tams belong in the fridge or the pantry? See, I'm a stick your biscuits in the pantry kind of guy. But then on a hot day, you know, you can't leave it in the fridge too long. I guess that's a teeth or tooth breaker. Now we have the OMG. Hamish has gone as red as the Crusaders jersey, says James Martin. Surely that must be the after cricket facial change kicking in, right? Now we have the absolutely Ruth, says Caitlin. And also we have the hi Hamish, says Daniel Watson. Welcome in, mate. You are doing well yet again. Melted chocolate never disappointed. Yeah, some people actually like the chocolate melted more than when it's hard. Up to the halfway line here for the Blues. Sam Knock going off to the right-hand side. Around 15 metres out. The Blues just need a little bit of possession here. If they can hang on to the ball, get themselves a try back. We have got the red is a really good colour on you, says Caitlin. Well, luckily, I change to red very often. So that works well. The lighting does save me a little bit. I feel like my neck shows my true colour and then my face, oh no, it is red, isn't it? But now 40 metres out from the line, just like the Crusaders kit. Of course, someone said. And the Crusaders get themselves another one before half time. There's still plenty of time left. I microwave my cookies. 20 seconds. That's a brilliant bounce of the ball. And Kyle Preston, foot race here. He's going to be cut off by Corey Evans. Manages to drag him down. Sevu Reece with a pick and go. Oh, Havili slipped over. Still gets the pass away. Shea Fiaki goes to Will Jordan. This is dangerous. Passes off to Dallas McLeod. And he's going to be taken out by Jordan. Pick and go. Oh, he's dropped it just short of the try line. And that is going to be an unlucky one for the Crusaders. But almost a try, almost full length for the field as well. Awkward moment. Hamish, says Lee C. Oh, yeah, I've got there. That came out awkwardly, says James. James Dolman is missing stuff, says Kiwi Rob. Great run from Kyle Preston. Brilliant pace from Corey Evans to manage to get back there. Hamish doesn't blush. He has naturally pink cheeks, says Ruth. We'll go with that if that floats the boat. Some people back at school used to try and turn purple. Luckily, I don't think my face goes, well, to be fair, it is a shade. You can't jump over a player, says Kiwi Rob. Looks like now scrum feed for the Blues. They will be about 5 metres out from the line. At the moment, I can see their cogs and Hamish's head turning. Yeah. Now, scrum feed. Sam Knock to put the ball in. Quite a few late changes for the Blues, we should mention. They were all roughly round that hour before period where we found out Tui Pelotu is gone. That's a big hit for the Blues. Since your baby days, Hamish, naturally pink, mate, says Lee C. Did you know me as a baby? Maybe. And that one is going to be the penalty going the way of the Blues. Little bit of wheeling going on. I can't be the only one who finds women that enjoy rugby cricket hot, honest, says Tony. The crowd looks a bit better than when the game started. Yeah, they're filing in nicely at Eden Park currently. She didn't say which cheeks. That is true. 2 sets of them, I guess you have. How many cheeks does a cow have? Because I know like beef cheeks are a thing. Are they the face or the arse? Question that we don't know the answer to. Who's after this game? The URC is the next one we got. We got the Sharks. They'll be in action up against Zebra. Zebra, I should say. Not the animal. And then Bulls versus Leinster. So a couple big ones coming around the corner. Now, pick and go from Tamaiti Williams, the big man. Hamish doesn't sweat or puff. He keeps it calm and steady before the thumb. Doesn't sweat or puff. He keep it calm. I can tell you right now, after cricket today, I certainly was puffing. I do not enjoy running. I pulled my George Foreman grill out today, says Obi. Is he still making grills, or is that only like you have to get the old school ones? Now, cross kick. attempted here for the Crusaders. Oh. Okay, Severis wants them to check that one. He feels like Mark Talia lost that ball. Shout out to the point team, says Matthew. We've got the shark emoji from Caitlin there. Howdy, Hamish. How's your week been? Extremely goods. He died, says Obi. Yeah, but do they still, like, sell his grills? Because just because he's dead doesn't mean they can't, like, sell him or, well, sell his product, you know, if, like, a company had it. We have got there, you must see a lot of cheeks and cracks on the construction sites, mate, says James. Yeah, although it's just me and my dad, you know, so it's always fun. And hey, Blue Snake Bro, says Spider Mick. Now, chance here for the Crusaders. They will be 5 metres out from the line here. Red zone efficiency. Opponent 22 visits 3, try scored 2. How's our Hamish and all rugby supporters? Enjoy the weekend, says Anthony. Yeah, plenty more coming. Got the URC taking place in the middle of the night. Will Jordan tackled early by the Blues, just a few metres out from the line. Cullen Grace tries to pick and go, and that's going to be another penalty advantage. That is for offside. That was extremely close to over the line. I don't think any referee had a clear grounding of that one. And now, pick and go from to Mighty Williams. He gets over the big man. It's been a while since he's been able to cross the try line, so he will be more than happy with that. Crusaders now extend their lead here. Sorry, I meant Timaru boys. I was a little bit confused, Matthew, I'll be honest, when you said for the point team. Did you play today? Possibly. I'm trying to think of what names I remember. I remember Angus, which of course your name is not. Yeah, it was an enjoyable game. I had to rush home afterwards so that we were live. Yep, says Matthew. Yeah, I have to look at the scorecard when I work out who you were. You lost that, says Kiwi Rob. It doesn't look like they're going to check it. I got the catch, says Matthew. The one catch of the day. It was a very good catch because there was a lot of pressure on it. Already a few drops beforehand. That one's gone away to the side for the Crusaders. Score remaining now 17 points to 7. Now we have there to Mighty Williams, says Ruth. And Trisader says SS2. But yeah, the very good comeback from the Crusaders after being 7-0 down. Already some deep breaths being taken by this Blues side. And to be honest, I want Saders to win. So we can stay in the top 8, says Max Cottle. Looks like a little bit of strapping going onto the leg of Dallas McLeod. There is a medic in the middle of the field. It looks like they're just going to continue playing. Will Jordan takes it down. Now, I should mention from cricket, the consensus was Crusaders are going to win this game. That seemed to be quite a popular opinion, saying that we are in Canterbury for location-wise, so that's probably understandable too. But at the moment, leading by 10 points. Set him very nicely. Moananu tries to chip him behind. Not something you normally see from the big man, and it does just roll into touch. Corey Evans does decide to take it. Quickly goes across to Mark Talia, who has a bit of a slip, but he gets through the tackle attempt to Che Fiaki. Now passes across to Rico Ioane. 2 weeks in a row he's managed to score. He's just dropped that ball though. I think they've said that it was knocked out of his hands. No, in fact, they'll go back for the scrum. Top 6 now, says Novmum. Still make the George Foreman grill. Still one of the best sellers today. Top 6, I keep forgetting, says Max. And up the Sages from the Sunshine Coast. Here's Ed Smith. See it there, Mark Talia. Really good fend on Chafiaki. And then almost sneaking through, but Reese slapping the ball out of his hands. And Sages looking good. Yeah, looking really good at the moment. Crusaders, definitely after conceding that first try. Are we over there? Are you in Cape Town? Right. This is Bystander, by the way. I'm unable to donate / buy membership. YouTube won't allow. Did you ever have issues? Says Tonian. And morning, afternoon, evening, everyone. Hope we're doing well, says Sebastian. Welcome in, mate. Of course, we are going to be live at a slightly better, well, it depends whether or not you're working. I was going to say a better time zone time, but nice early morning start for yourself. Will Jordan tackled on the halfway line. Can always rely on Ioane to drop a few balls, says Scrotimus, although that time it was Mark Talia. We can't be too harsh on Ioane for it. Off to the left-hand side again. David Harvili. Oh, ball's going to pop out the back and another penalty advantage. Looks like someone is down for the Crusaders. Fletcher Null, it looks like. Preston. Looked like he almost had to join that breakdown without really wanting to. I leave my bacon and cheese sandwich outside on my veranda to cook in this heat we had in Cape Town. Interesting. I think you definitely want to make sure that bacon's cooked enough, though. I don't know whether or not half-warm bacon is the best approach. How's the weather in Cape Town, Roof? Wet or dry, says Spider Mick. I think she mentioned it was raining earlier. I could be wrong, though. But at the moment, handling errors, 5 and 4. One moment, we'll go like this. We'll have a quick look and see what the odds are sitting at. And at the moment, one moment, we go like this, we go like that, and it's suspended, so we can't actually see at the moment, unfortunately. We have got there, Wet in Cape Town, says Tonian. 22 metres out from the line, Moana Nu. Sitting there quite nicely, sunshine here in New Zealand, says Spider Mick. This is moving very nicely forward. Kyle Preston goes across to David Harvili. They are sitting about 22 metres out from the line at the moment here, the Satyrs. If they can score one more, no, that's gonna jinx it. They have given away the penalty. We're going to have a quick look as well. And we're going to see the live standings. Because we have got a table at the moment, ladies and gents. We'll go like that. We'll go like that. This is the non-updated table. The official table at the moment has the Highlanders in 6th on 11 points. The Reds have moved up to 2nd because of having 19. And then the Blues are still in 9th. But a win here could really boost them up, but they're going to have to come back from behind if they want to be able to do so. Mullen, that's going to be a ball nicely offloaded again. To the side. Our Crusaders doing all right. Hamish, much better this season, says JD. Yeah, I think they just needed that adjustment, didn't they, in terms of, you know, having a bit of a rough season, but then being able to fire back. Nice attack and run from Cam Christie. Now sitting 22 metres out from the line here. Sam Knock. Back across to the right, so 2-2, just a little forward pass to Josh Berry. And it's going to be another scrum. Oh. I heard a blow of the whistle there from the referee. Is this going to be a replacement? I think Fletcher Null is going to be all right to be able to continue here. Antonio Shalfoon just rushing up to try and put that pressure on Satutu. Worked tremendously, absolutely Hamish adjustment, says JD. 9 matches for Shalfoon. He's got himself just the 1 try at the moment, but I honestly think by the end of the season he could have like 4. He just seems to be the type of bloke to get in there and really get about it. But now, another free kick. I always say if you're suntanning, that's what happened to your skin. Sizzling, says Ruth. And having last night leftovers for breakfast, says Neville. That's the best thing about cooking too much, isn't it? The fact that you get the leftovers the next day. Reds are looking good. RIP Melbourne Rebels, says Tonian. And butt cracks are not a vision I enjoy. But as a Kiwi, as Kiwi as a meat and cheese pie, thankfully we do the pies better, says Francis. You know, the pies are good in New Zealand. They sometimes aren't bad in Australia as well, but it seems to be that the pastry's not quite the same, not as flaky. Something seems to happen when they cross over to the Trans-Tasman. But now Mark Talia passing. Oh, that's a big shot on Corey Evans. Sever Reese lined him up early. Caleb Clark moves up to the halfway line to lay. Their name is CRUSADERS. And high tackle, says Kiwi Rob. Now knock. Across to Stephen Perafeta. Got tackled by Dallas McLeod around the halfway line. Counter ruck coming. Nicely slid in for Satutu to keep the side on the favour of the Blues. And Crusaders looking good, says Ruth. Yeah, they've looked very strong throughout this first half. I'm having peanut butter and jam, says Spider Mick. Sounds like a good combo, to be fair. Now rolling it back. Sam not chance here. Only 6 minutes remaining in the half. We've hit a little bit of a stalemate. How good was Georgie Pie Mince and Cheese? I actually haven't had a Georgie Pie Mince and Cheese, if I'm honest. Big Ben was probably more of the common one, or Pie Time when I was growing up. And good luck next season, Blues, says the batter of everything. Right, there's going to be the knock-on. Well, Jordan apologises. That's the second knock-on. Oh. Now the odds. Hopefully they pop up. Yep, there we go. $3.20 for the Blues compared to the $1.30 of the Crusaders. Game later on tonight, the Waratahs taking on the Brumbies. The Waratahs are underdogs. And then tomorrow's game, the Fijian draw Western Force. It is going to be the Western Force as the favourites. There we go. 5 minutes remaining. Savoury breakfast over a sweet breakfast. And Hamish, you enjoying the new Rugby 25 patch updates? The last game that I played with the patches, I don't think I was able to finish due to it glitching out. So there are things that are getting better, but also just really hope that the AI don't go for a quick throw-in, or else you're in a huge amount of trouble. And James O'Connor coming out of the woodwork to join Crusaders. It's a sight to behold, says Tonian. And some people are even rumouring that he's going to take on an All Blacks opportunity if he gets it now too. Bakery Pie's far better than the 4 and 20 pies, says Blues Nate. Now line out throw for the Crusaders. They are inside of their 22, so we'll just look to win this one and then get it deep. Almost stolen by Josh Berry, but didn't really get the lifts. Pepper steak pies are the best, not going to lie, says SS2. Yeah, like honestly, anything with steak has really grown on me. It used to be mince. I used to just be a mince pie kind of guy, but then I ventured out. I got a little bit more risky, you could say, and got steak. Now, kicking this one towards the touchline for Corey Evans. Does get it into touch. That was a brilliant kick downfield from Che Fiaki initially. They were inside of their 22, like I said. And just short side, about 10 metres out from the line, steak and cheese can't go wrong, says Ruth. Oh, it's going to be knocked on by Josh Berry. In fact, knocked on first by the Crusaders. I still own Rugby 25, still haven't played it. Waiting for Hamish to improve the gameplay, says Sebastian. From Minster Steak, you wild thing. Yeah. And then occasionally some cheese in there too. You know, so some would call me a rebel, and I wouldn't argue with them. Try the Yatala pie down towards the Gold Coast. You'll never look back. What is Yatala? Like, what's in that? Is it chicken, beef? Copeland's have some nice chicken pies, to be fair, here in New Zealand. Like, you can get a little chicken savoury or a butter chicken pie. They're not too bad. Although the worst burn I've ever had from a pie was from a butter chicken pie. It wasn't like that bad, but I still remember it. I had a dream last night that I sell my soul to the devil to help the poor. Now I want it back. Don't know how. Well, you woke up, so that means you didn't. Because it was a dream, wasn't it? Keep up the go and play, Crusaders. Or keep up the good play, I should say, from Moa Hunters. Steak and cheese in a pie. Mince and cheese in the... I'm not sure what that word is, if I'm honest. Vetcock? Vetcoke? Maybe? I can't spell it either. If I was asked, I'd say. But something anyway, with a bit of mince and cheese. And we have got there a win a few games rather than wins every games. And try and make the top 6, come finals, and maybe have the full tank. It's going to be kick down field advantages over. Only 1 minute remaining in this first half. Massive space in behind. Reese waiting for this. Oh, what is Corey? Oh, Corey Evans is he's just hit the post with his head. Then he's been hit by Sever Reese. Yet Ala, as a suburb there, been gone for 130 years. Is pronounced Fit Cook. Fit Cook. So what would that be? Is it like a pastry, or is it a sausage? I don't know why I associate it with a sausage. Maybe it's how I pronounced it. Now over the ball there for the Blues. Josh Fusi Tua gets penalised. I like all pies and fish pies, says Kevin. Do you like a vegetarian pie, Kevin? They seem to split opinions a little bit. Not so much the vegetarian side of it, but just in terms of a pie without meat in it. Sometimes people get angry about that. Dough cooked in oil? Well, that sounds all right, to be fair. I'll have to try and find a South African and just have them in New Zealand make or show me how to make a whole heap of things. And it could be like a whole series of me trying to learn how to be South African. Well, not be South African, but just learn the food. Because, it sounds like the food in South Africa is bloody good. 4,000 days of pies a day at the Yat Allah pie shop. And now chance for the 3 points at the end of the first half for the Crusaders. Kamara does get it over. So going into halftime, the Crusaders will have a lead of 20 points to 7. It's pretty handy overall, and I feel like it wasn't a very predictable one, just because the Blues just seems like they're a good side, and it just doesn't seem to be working. I volunteer, says Caitlin. We'll get you on the first flight. I was going to say ship you over, but that just sounds like you're in a box rather than a seat. And we'd do a 50 video series, just making South African food. I'm keen. We need to bring in overseas referees for Super Rugby, says Kiwi Rob. We could, but then I think most of them were busy with the Six Nations. As the comp wears on, they probably could have looked at other guys, but that looks like good pizza. Where's that from? Oh, it's from the freezer. There you go. Lovely stuff. But nonetheless, we will look at the second half, and we'll look at who's going to be off the bench. Now, I should mention McWannell started this game. Mullen also started. That was due to a couple late changes. Moana Nu, he started the game rather than, I believe it was initially going to be Cody Taylor. Strange and Hotham both going to be returning from their injuries. James O'Connor in that 22 jersey, and then Macca Springer returning from 5 tries last week. I won't quite be able to do it this week, I wouldn't think. We have got the Yes I Like Vegetarian pies, no prop. Otago venison pies. Says Simon, and having 11 teams in Super Rugby just be a pain. I heard a rumour that the Hikuares will be joining. Yeah, it's a lot of rumours at the moment. The Cheetahs were also another side that was kind of talked about, but whether or not it happens, I think is a bit of a wait and see. Yatala Pies is nothing special. Just down the road from them, says Brian. And pizza, just like my mama used to defrost, says Sebastian. I haven't had a pizza in a very long time. Maybe that's like a Monday thing. I don't know why Monday. I think I'm working slightly closer to where they sell pizza, so might have to make the trip. Now we have got their how's this possible? CRUSADERS. Yeah, they've just had the better first half, if we're being completely honest. Their attacking play was good when it was from the counter, and the Blues have just had a couple handling errors that have cost them a little bit here. Blues had the hardest start to the season. You look at first 6 games versus other squads. Says Kiwi Rob, yeah, there's no denying that they've had a tough run off the get-go. But hopefully they can turn a couple of these close games into wins and start to climb that table. It would be a massive shame to miss out on the top 6, although I don't think they will. Who scored first? It was Dalton Papali'i for the Blues. Pizza is a weekend thing in it, says Sebastian. Well, if I have it on Monday, it's still Sunday somewhere. So, that can kind of count, can't it? Maybe. We got a live stream tomorrow night, Western Force versus Fiji, so it probably won't be on the dinner menu for tomorrow. We have got there, wow, says Rock, about the way that it has gone. Can Moana and Drew afford to travel to Argentina, though, says Debater. Yeah, see, that's the tricky part. It is a really long way away. There were rumours about sides being based out of Australia or maybe somewhere. We have got there peanut butter and jam. Jelly was Elvis Presley's favourite. And who's your GOAT, Hamish? Says Justin. Honestly, the GOAT situation will be debated forever, I think, because, you could look at a forward or a back and they have very different jobs. This game is at Christchurch. It is at Eden Park, believe it or not. Hamish, look up pies. They're in Invercargill. Ship their pies around the country. I think I've heard of them. Maybe. We'll have a look. See what we can find. They have merchandise. Fancy. Pie of the month. What is the pie of the month? It is it doesn't look like just plain steak, unfortunately. I said I was a rebel earlier on when it came to pies, but I looked at that and it has more than 3 different things in it, so I think I'm missing out on that one. Director of the Cheetahs Rugby has expressed their interest on returning to Super Rugby, says JD. And bro, you should see faces of the Blues fans. I'm laughing at them. This is gold. Food prices are brutal though. Yeah, some of the ones at the grounds, you could look at $10 for some chips, or a Coke for $7 for the can. Right, they're going to do catch the Colonel at halftime again. We do love a little bit of Colonel catching. Now, what normally happens is the Colonel starts fast to make them really kick in the afterburners, and then the Colonel slows down to give them a chance. Oh, no, he's not going to win that one by the looks of it. The Colonel just hasn't stopped running. He lost. He didn't get the KFC. It's a shame. And we have good there. What do you think is the mistakes for the Blues? I think that their discipline at times wasn't great, right? But at the same time, it could have been worse. They've only conceded 3 penalties compared to the Crusaders 2. In terms of attack, they've had 269 metres made, so actually more than the Crusaders. Defenders beaten 12 for the Crusaders, 9 for the Blues. 3 clean breaks apiece. They've had more offloads. Turnovers conceded is even. So I think it's going to be defensively as well. We see the difference. They've both made 61 tackles. It's so close. To be honest, the only thing that's not close is the scoreboard as we currently sit. I think scrum time has been a little bit of a shaky part for the Blues too here. What does one pay for a beer at a rugby game that side? Oh, what do they pay at Hagley Oval for a Boundary Rope Brewery beverage was probably about $8, $9 for a can. So 330 mils. But you can get a slushie for $6. I do love me a slushie. RG Will Jordan got -1 on my fantasy. Naughty. Says Nov Mum. And we have got there losing to KFC Chicken. And also would love to see Frans Steins Tars joining Super Rugby, and I'm off to watch the F1 qualifying. Says Neil, so we will see you later on, and security guards act like MMA fighters. And also, Hamish doesn't watch or follow WWE. I've been keeping an eye on it since it came onto Netflix, seeing as in New Zealand, you used to have to watch it on the box, which I did not have. And how long till halftime's over? We've probably still got, I'll have a quick look here, probably another 5 minutes, somewhere around there, maybe even a little bit longer, around 6 or 7. Somewhere around there. And strawberry or bubblegum flavour of Hamish slushy. I quite enjoy a mango slushy. Do enjoy a mango. Grant absolutely hates that. One of the guys been on the channel for a long time. He has an avid hatred for mangoes, and I've never understood why. That's right, Hamish, let's go. Says Blues Nate and Go Crusaders, says RT. And welcome in, Cuzzy, says Blues Nate. And there as well, but 3 tries for the Crusaders. Preston, Fiaki, and Williams were the 3 who got them. And then the other try that was scored was Dalton Papali'i, nice and early on in this match. Cherry and raspberry slushy. That sounds like a good combo. Orange goes well too. When I was younger and I was more fussy, orange was the only slushy flavour I would have. I'm still quite fussy though, to be fair. It's just I've branched out a little bit. Because or else I realised I can't find food. Don't forget IPL starts tonight, New Zealand time. Says Kiwi Rob. Is it 3 a.m. or is it 11 p.m? I think those were the times that they did have last year. Orange and lime. Says Ruth. Mango can be tasty mixed with pineapple. Says Ruth. And also Sweet Hamish. Let's go. Says Blues Nate. And Go Crusaders. And mango juice is my go-to, says Justin. And please, my comment invoked pie comments, not butt cracks. You've brought a whole 20-minute debate here, Francis. You've added a chat rate like no one else so far. Branched out from orange to mango. Mince the steak. You need to calm down, mate, says Caitlin. Yeah, it's a bit crazy, isn't it? What's another thing you can slightly upgrade? I mean, to be fair, when I have pizza, normally I'd just go cheese and chicken. Used to just have cheese. So, what can I say? I'm an absolute danger to society. I'm a rebel through and through. 3 a.m. for the first game, then 11 p.m. tomorrow night, says Kiwi Rob. Yeah, those time zones for the IPL are brutal. You know? We have got there, maybe one day Hamish and Julian Shaw do a collab on Rugby or WWE or live streaming together. Who knows, eh? Says Blues Nate. I told you a while back, Hammy, I think twice, that if a team don't like the coach, they can throw every game away. But that's still match fixing, you know? So if they were to do that, they better make sure they don't tell anyone that they're doing. So chicken and red onion on a pizza, says Justin. And lime is the only good slushy flavour, says Wade. You doing Mania? Probably not. I'll end up watching it though. Juice and tea. Mango juice and Earl Grey tea. That is an interesting combo. Is it tea flavoured Earl Grey? Or sorry, well of course it would be because it's tea. But mango, because I know you can get fruity teas, can't you? I don't know why I dipped the tea bag when I said that. But, yeah. I think. You can get, berries and all sorts. Are you getting wild because your tastes have gotten more dangerous? Add some chili. Chili's something I haven't quite gone crazy with yet. Sweet chili's spicy enough for myself. Sometimes. I guess it's very refreshing. Might have to give that a go. They did it professionally, says Spider Mick. Second half, not a mile away from starting up, ladies and gents. Do let me know your in-score prediction, because at the moment, we're sitting in an interesting spot. And, I am very curious to see whether or not the Blues have a fire back in them, or whether, they're going to feel like they're down and out. Cardiff beat the Lions 20 points to 17 overnight. And we have got old mate Julian Shaw. Mate, he's awesome dude. He's on Netflix now. I've seen his movie, Nate. Says Blues, Nate. Showing, once again, another TV ad. They seem to love selling TVs. But the thing is, for people to buy a new TV, more than likely they have to be watching on a TV. Or some sort of device. To see it, Lions losing last night really annoyed me. I don't even support them, says Justin. Yeah, it's probably a game that they should have been able to win. That's the thing. The Sharks are playing up against Zebre later on tonight, right? And they should win that game, honestly, I think, by a massive, massive margin. But whether it happens or not could be a different story. We've seen a bit of unpredictability in the URC. Bulls versus Leinster, that's going to be an outstanding game. Yeah, I think we are going to do that Sharks game, even though, I know, 3 Zebre players, one of which being Fatuli Paya. Fischetti, he might not be back after the Six Nations. So I think we're going to be spending a lot of time talking about the Sharks rather than Zebra. Lions let it slip. Where's their bite? Says Ruth. And full time will be 19 points to 34 in favour of the Crusaders, says Tonian. It could be. Yeah, so you're saying a little bit of a Blues comeback with an extra 2 tries, but also 2 tries for the Crusaders as well. I feel like that would be an entertaining enough second half. I don't think anyone will be making too many changes at halftime, more than likely just sticking with a similar lineup to what they did have in the first half. We'll mention we have got Western Force versus Fijian Drua tomorrow as well, ladies and gents. That one will be kicking off at the same time as this match did. And then also the 2 games of the URC throughout the evening. Right, we've got ads to do with Sky shows, so yep, we're back. Hopefully they are both going to make their way out of the tunnels very soon. In fact, both already have time for coffee, people. So here's Ruth, of course, a morning for yourself in South Africa. Yeah, hopefully the weather does behave for those upcoming URC ones. Just the 1 try for the Blues. Dalton Papali'i, the man who was able to score it. And then on the side of the Crusaders, we have seen Tamaiti Williams score the try. We saw Kyle Preston. And then also the try for Chaifiaki. Juice and coffee or only tea, says Tony. And that is an intriguing question. However, there, buddy movie star, Cody Rhodes, says Blues Nate. Just having a chat to Penny again. Meters made just in favour of the home side, the Blues. And Quinton Strange has made his way onto the field, and that is actually for Scott Barrett. So that is a big switch for the Crusaders. He's going to come back from his injury here, Strange, so maybe not expecting to have 40 minutes worth of time to play. Wait to see if the Blues have made any switches. I don't believe they have, but it's kicked off long by the Crusaders into the 22. A little bit too much juice on it. And Stephen Perofete will kick that one towards the touchline, mate. If you're ever in South Africa, you need to try Wimpy. Just ate breakfast there now and I want more, says Justin. Wimpy. Is it like a chain or is it just a one-off? Wimpy, South Africa. That's going to be an interesting one. Oh, a menu. It does look good, to be fair. Like, just from the little pictures that I've seen, they look like they've got burgers for breakfast too, which is ideal. We have got there Julian Shaw watches Kiwi Lad show, Hamish. Does he? That's going to be now only a few metres out from the line. Dallas McLeod off to the right. And chance out wide for Fiaki. And that is not the start to the half that the Blues were after. They were just talking to the Blues coach saying what do they need to do in the second half. This was not it. Conceding in less than a minute. Exactly the start to the second half that they needed. Cullen Grace with the offload to Dallas McLeod. They might just check that to make sure that it wasn't forward. Crusaders possession and no giving away any penalties, says Ruth. Hey, I want to see the 4 South African teams in the top 8, says Tonian. Chaifiaki, 2 tries tonight. That means now in the last 2 games, and this game's not even over, we've seen 10 tries from Crusaders wingers. 10. That's like the fact that they've even scored 10 tries across the last 2 games is impressive. And then that's not including, the other tries that we have also seen from Preston in this game, from Tamaiti Williams as well. And Crusaders, there's one. I'm saying they'll get another 3 at this rate, says Ruth. And Crusaders 40, Blues 25, says Kevin in there as well. We have their win or lose, Blues till the end, says James. Kicked off by Stephen Perofeta to Mighty Williams, says Ruth. Now big run from Leo Willie, can't quite bust through the gap as he has lost possession before doing so. Back across to the right-hand side, Corey Evans goes to Rico Ioane. He's on a bit of a spree at the moment in terms of the amount of tries scored over the last 2 weeks. Oh, that ball's going to be loose. Advantage, they will go back for the initial knock-on from the Crusaders. Bro, I can't believe Crusaders lead at Eden. And yeah, not just like leading by a bit, leading by 18 points. if something drastic doesn't change, the Blues might concede a or a bonus point to the Crusaders here for 3 or more tries. Great effort from Sam Knock in the end to get his arm around and wrap over that ball. And Blues are flat and asleep here, says Ruth. Well, have not had Wimpy in years. Best breakfast, says Tonian. Looks like Finley Christie now going to make his way onto the field. Deciding that they have to make those changes early. Sam Knock, he didn't really do anything wrong in that last play. They do need some sort of change. I've just said, I haven't really had much of a platform throughout this game. Give me a Scotch whiskey anytime. Says Francis. Now Finley Christie. Going off to the right-hand side. And Crusaders need to get someone else to take goal kicks. Kamara ain't terribly off. Yeah, he struggled a lot in terms of that accuracy department throughout not just this game, but also the rest of the season. So who are the try scorers? The try scorers so far: Dalton Papali'i, Kyle Preston, Tamaiti Williams, Che Fiaki, he's got 2. There's going to be a lot of fantasy points for my fantasy team, says Callum. I know that some people are a bit nervous about having Will Jordan in their fantasies. What do you like to eat in the morning, Hamish? I'm a cornflakes man. I was a cornflakes man for a bit, but I'm more of a toast guy now. Just pretty much stock standard simple. Highlanders are bottlers, to be honest, says Rock. And now, offloaded off to Dalton Papali'i. Christie. Is he allowed to do that there, Quinton Strange? I don't think so. And Moa Nanu also not able to do what he did. So the Crusaders are missing conversions. Why is that? Just wondering. Kamara, unfortunately, has lacked accuracy this year, but eventually it might come right. But in these type of games where they're winning by big margins, it doesn't matter. But you've got that risk of a big match and it really hurting you. Blues are not looking good at the mo. Says NZ guy. And Reese might extend his try scoring run here, says Rock. And the thing is, TJ's not playing in Super Rugby anymore. You've also got Julian Savia, who's injured, so he's got a big chance to get a really substantial lead over those other two. I didn't know until I invited Julian to join Kiwi Lads audience. Mentioned he watches Kiwi Lads show. He lives in the US, Hamish. Says Blues, Nate. That one's going to be not straight from the Blues at line-out time. Almost a bit of push and shove there between Josh Berry and Antonio Shelthune. Reese wanted to take it quickly. And it's going to be a yellow card for the Blues. What was that for? I'm not sure what just happened. Lachlan McWannell, I think, might have pushed him over or something. What happened? Right, so it's a free kick. Vern Cotter needs an energy drink, says James. Okay, so he wasn't back 10, Lachlan McWannell. They're saying there that the Crusaders are just trying to wind up the Blues, and it is obviously working. They're making those errors that we do see quite a few, but wouldn't see as many, and 2 cents won't be liking the score. Was he at the game, out of curiosity, Novmum? Did he decide to go to Eden Park for this match? And there's 7 says NZ Guy Fletcher was in my fantasy team, and he's getting quite a lot of points. Says Callum, that's going to be the penalty turnover now for the Blues. And an overlap, says NZ Guy. And also an idea, probably not, says Novmum. And plus 2 cents, says SS2. I would say that him and Tony, if this is the way that the score sits, 2 cents gets distracted, won't be as cheery. Definitely not with this game being at Eden Park. 25-7 is astronomical for the Blues to come back, says Spider-Meek. True, but it's not impossible. It could happen. Well, nice take from Taeli. And once again, another steal in the breakdown from the Crusaders. Sevu Reese passes the ball straight into touch, though. And it's now going to be the line out for the Blues again. And OMG hanging on. Caitlin, where are you, darling? Says Ruth. Are you going to get the bash tonight? Wait, we're going to get the bash tonight. No excuse now, Sada's on fire. Hamish, your soul is shining. Great job, says Ruth. Thanks. I often think to myself, I would like my soul to shine. And I guess that's what it's doing. Celery soup tonight. So called right now. Now kick downfield, mark to Leah. Trying to step around Noah Hotham, who recently returned from his injury. Moananu gets in there and steals the ball, just isolating himself to Leah. Alan McCain's banned, we're not doing too good, says Callum and High and Hamish. Just like 30 times, or just like old times. It's 3:10 a.m. here, says Robert. So, very committed early start for yourself, Rob. Now, Kamara kicks that one into touch. Energy and positive and strong, Hamish. Says Ruth there. Yeah, so Shelfoon made the low tackle, and then Moananu just gets right on the ball, and he was just not letting that one go. Now chance, 20 metres out from the line for the Crusaders. How the hell were Blues favourites for this game, says Nakabi. To be fair, it was close, right? So it's a favourite, but only marginally type thing. But honestly, it was going to be a pick'em game. I didn't expect this scoreline, though. Thought that the Blues would have had a bit more fight in them. Hopefully we get to see it in the later stages of the contest. But rolling maul for the Crusaders again here. It is still moving. Moananu drops off the side. Finley Christie cleaned out in the breakdown by Tamaiti Williams. Now short side for Severis. Should mention that the Blues are also playing with less men on the field, currently with 14. Hotham cross to Cullen Grace. Papali looking for the steal, not able to get it. Crusaders possession and passing. Says Ruth. Robbie Hitch isn't showing games this weekend. I did check earlier just to see if he was going to be doing anything, because we did do a bit of a post-match review with him last week. Oh, Moananu's reached out, but it is going to be knocked on. But yeah, I'm not sure what's happening with Tim this weekend. Maybe travelling back to Hong Kong. I know that he normally goes to the Hong Kong Sevens. Are we over there, man of the match? Hamish or anyone, says Ruth. Fiaki's had some good moments. He scored 2 tries as well, so that obviously helps. Moananu also not doing terribly throughout this first half, controlling the game throughout the second. Are you going to watch the 4th T20 tomorrow night? Matt Henry out, folks in Willow Rourke. So I probably will give it a look, as long as it doesn't overlap too much with the Super Rugby game that we're going to be doing. 9 handling errors from the Crusaders compared to the 8 of the Blues. Who's on the prop for the Crusaders tonight? So they've got Tamaiti Williams and Fletcher Null. Tamaiti actually scoring. Try earlier on over here, I'm sorry. Here's Caitlin there. 30 minutes remaining. Still plenty of time for a Blues comeback. Maybe I just want to see the score be a little bit closer for the sake of drama and suspense. But unless they change something drastic here, I think the score is going to look relatively similar at full time. It's a penalty going the way of the Crusaders now. We have there Forever Sport. Show his channel live, Hemi. Says Spider Mick. And what I missed, says Caitlin. You got most of the pie chat that I know of. Someone mentioned that they love, what was it, a mango and pineapple slushy as a mix. And yeah, that's about it. And I've been rambling, as always. How's your average going now? Says anything, guys. Is that for the cricket? Oh, what a drive from the Crusaders there. Rolling maul. Tom Christie pops up with the try. This is an insane scoreline, ladies and gentlemen. 30 points to 7 after 52 minutes. It's going to be a complete rout of the Blues. Says SS2. And come on, the Canes going for the Crusaders, because I hate the Blues, says Callum. That was a big yawn. Oh, you go there, 36-12, says Ruth, I should say. Caitlin Mustamish and his awesome commentary. Caitlin, you missed nothing. There was a little bit of other food chat. I can't even remember what foods were mentioned. Oh, Wimpies in South Africa. Have you had Wimpies? Or Wimpy, maybe, without the S. Someone mentioned about how they have good breakfasts. That was the other thing. Kickable try? I think so, but Kamara has missed it again. So that is going to keep the score at 30 points to 7 after 53. Game over, says NZ Guy. Crusaders, says Cameron. And Kamara can't kick a goal to save his life, says Tanner. And it is a shame because he's actually doing some really, really good things out there on the field in terms of setting up opportunities. Crusaders at the moment, they have got their 5th try of the night, so they are in the position of a bonus point if it stays the way that it is here. Biggest win from Crusaders at Eden. I actually don't know that one. But this has to be going in the right direction, doesn't it, towards it? Blues screwed us over last season. They keep scoring, or we're close to your cricket average, Hamish. I think it's already past my cricket average, to be fair. I did have a Mr. Wimpies in New Zealand back in the day, and he can't kick a goal to save the world, says Tanner. Looks like Harry Plummer making his way onto the field to Mighty Williams. He will make his way off for the Crusaders. Do you see Mitch Drummond running the drinks today? George Bauer, he makes his way on, and Marcel Renata, another change that the Blues have decided to make. Now Tom Christie going off to Christian Leo Willie. Hotham rolling it back. This will test out the leg and the ankle. Kicks it high and looks like he is 100%. Big shot coming in on a Harry Plummer by Sevu Reece. I'm a sport nut. It tends to bring out the best. We Kiwis should be proud. We always give 110%. Says Francis. And Bauer off right. Bauer is on for Williams. So they did make that change. Now Finley Christie going to the short side off to Hoskins. A 2-2. Shut down early by Moananu. And Will Jordan not doing very good. He has struggled a little bit in this game. I think he's had 2 knock-ons, if I'm not wrong. Or maybe even 3. He's dropped the ball a bit, compared to normal anyway. I remember Luke McAllister for the Blues. I bet when I followed the Super Rugby, says Tonian. Sitting near the halfway line though, Dalton Papali'i does go around the side. Bless you, Hamish, says Ruth. And also we have the all good mate JD. He's a busy lad, rugby itch. And how's Satutu gone tonight? Honestly, a bit rusty. Like, I would say you can tell that he's had the last 3 weeks off, as he hasn't had that same crazy type of experience on attack. But saying that, when the Blues only have 1 try, it's always going to be hard for him to really get into it. Finley Christie going off to the right-hand side again. Harry Plummer tries to sneak through, but the Crusaders overall have been solid defensively. Christie can't decide what way to go, so instead goes off to the left. Rico Ioane to Marcel Renata. And Christ Christie is indecisive and slow, says SS2. Going off to the short side, Caleb Clark. First carry for that man. I know they tried a cross kick earlier on. Other than that, I'm going to have to look on the Super Rugby website for a second. We have there, what's up? I'm not the real one, okay, says Sean Johnson. We do appreciate you being here anyway. Do you have the same name? I do see that you've got his picture there as well. Now kick downfield. Oh, that was a big shot coming in. And now having to retreat here, Caleb Clark. Oh. Offside against the Crusaders. Is the call there. Looks like they're going to charge up to halfway and try and take this one quickly. Right, Caleb Clark has had 2 passes, 47 metres gained, and 1 defender beaten. I think a majority of that was in 1 run. We have there. Fraser still puts Rico as his 13. It's time to start looking for a new coach. And Hamish, time for a new chair. How the hell is that comfortable for hours of streaming, says James? Did you? Yeah, it's a pretty wooden chair. Like, the cushion on the bottom's all right, but I always said back in the day that the more uncomfy the chair, the more likely I am not to fall asleep for like a late night live stream. So that's slightly the reasoning behind it as well, is just so that I stay wide awake. There's some fierce competition for places in the first All Black squad this year, says John. I went to an All Blacks training last year and my wife saw Ethan Black at it and said hi, Todd. Oh no. Did he respond at all? That's going to be another penalty. This time going the way of the Blues, though. Ill discipline starting to creep in for both of these sides. We need the double digits Blues. Says Blues Nate. And Australian teams are on fire this season as well, I'm afraid. Says a Rock. Right, quick tap taken again by the Blues. They don't have time to go for those line-outs. 5 metres out from the try line. Christie goes across to Auckland McOne. There's a new advantage against the Crusaders. They might find themselves going down to 14 in the near future. Tom Christie not on his feet. Off to the right hand side. Renata goes straight through. And the Blues have got themselves their first try since about the 8th minute of this contest. I'm going to next week, a donation to Hamish for a new cheer, says Kevin. And bring back the All Blacks trial, says the Sporting Kiwi, and bonus points already or not yet. So currently, even with that try from the Blues, the Crusaders do still have that bonus point, but one more try would take it away from them. The 07 has lonely come on the Blues, says Blues Nate. Harry Plummer does get that kick over, making the score now 30 points to 14. It is not impossible for a comeback to happen. Of course, it's not hugely likely, but they will not be given up here yet, the Blues. Rugby or football, says Cameron, that is in which I prefer. I do cover a lot more rugby on the channel, that is for sure. I went to All Blacks training session in Cape Town 2000, spoke to some of the players, says Ruth. And Blues back on the march. Right, Cole Forbes, he makes his way onto the field. Yes, says Cameron. I mean, I do watch a lot more rugby, but I don't mind football. I think you can like both, but yeah, we probably do like rugby a bit more. And Christie, going off to the left-hand side. The last thing that the Blues want now is to concede just at the end. Or right after scoring the try, I should say. And Christie going to go for the kick himself and does get it into touch. So we haven't seen a Sevu Reece or a Will Jordan try just at this point in time. So I don't think we'll be a mile away from seeing one. Sounds like there is going to be a change at first 5-2 here. Right, James O'Connor. He will make his way on. And that is going to be for Kamara, who hasn't had the best day of the kicking tee. We have there, what does YouTube give you when you reach 100,000 subs? They used to give a silver play button, but I don't know whether or not they've still got that because of all the channels that have been reaching 100,000. I think they were getting rid of it at some point, which might be before we get to that milestone. Right, there's a bit of a stoppage here, so Tutu is still down. Looking a little bit slow to get back up to his feet. Sounds like there's a lot of chatter going on out there on the field as well. Oh yeah, big shot from Bauer to knock the ball out of the hands. Oh, there was a bit of a cheap shot on the ground from Quinton Strange on Hoskin Satutu all week on the construction site, and then home to an uncomfortable cheer, says James. Yeah, I guess so. But it's not too bad. At times, the back does feel it, but maybe it's because I'm still slightly younger that I'm going to regret it later on. But yeah, for now, it's all right. Plus, it kind of holds up my green screen because I do lean the green screen on it. So that kind of helps too. If I had a swivelly chair, I'd end up chucking the green screen all over the place. Tom Christie, he'll make his way off the field. Busy game for him. Scored the try. Still 19 minutes left. Who do you think will win? I still think that the Crusaders definitely are the more likely to win this game. But, it's not impossible. to see a comeback from here. We've seen Moana Pacifica do it time and time again in their games up against top opposition. We saw them score, 35 points in the second half, or maybe a little bit less than that, about 25 points in the second half up against the Chiefs. It's going to be the advantage, though, in favour of the Crusaders. That will not help. We have there, shout your steak and cheese pie. It could be expensive due to Donald Trump tariff. See the Blues, Nate. Yeah, I haven't seen the price of a pie as of late, but thank you very much for your generosity. Blues, Nate. Now, wide cut-out pass from Will Jordan. Blues are lucky to get to double digits, says Callum. They've had some good moments, though, in this game. Like, as poor as they've been at times, they have still looked relatively dangerous. I just don't think their backline has really fired at all. Little chip in behind from David Arvili, but it's going to be another penalty in favour of the Crusaders. Now we go there, Nate. You're the bomb, says Ruth. And there too. Right, I think that for the Crusaders, they will be able to kick this one towards the sideline. Why aren't Richie Mo'unga back? Because he is still playing in Japan, or at least he's contracted to a Japanese side. Well, he's conceded 7 against the Blues. See, that's not a bad number. Like, yes, it's not great. But the Crusaders have conceded 6. So, like, it could be much worse, I think. And, no, that's another mistake, though. I think that was closing the gap at line-out time. Liam Lawson starting last. Gives Sevu, I need Sevu to get a try. Well, they are looking to pass it out to his wing by the looks of it here. Did Tuipulotu play, Hamish? I just woke up and forgot to make changes. So he did not play in this contest. So a couple of late switches taking place. Sevu will score the next 2 tries, says SS2. Is he going to play Japan International? He is not. The more likely, if he was going to play for an overseas side, would actually be possibly Tonga, but the chances are he'll just wait till he can once again play for the ABs. Pick and go there from Sevu Reece. Now James O'Connor having to play halfback. Cullen Grace throws himself hard at Josh Berry. 3 metres out from the line now. Quentin Strange. Oh, that is very close. All but flattened over the line. Noah Hotham looking for the ball. It was stuck on his own player's leg. Now James O'Connor kicks it across. Mecca Springer will score again. He's only been on the field for maybe 4 minutes or so. Do you mean you're not really at Eden Park right now? That is, believe it or not, correct. With a touch of a button, I'm now in front of a brick wall. What am I doing there? But the brick wall that we normally see from the Blues defence has been far from it. Unfortunately, in this contest, one moment, we'll find, there we go, there's Eden Park, we're back again. Any score from Sevu? None at all. Why isn't Tuipulotu playing? Late change, about 3 different guys who came out. I'm not sure of why he was left out, maybe sickness, I would think, if there's 3 guys who all got switched. And soft spot for the Crusaders, says Danielle. And who scored at the Crusaders? So far, we've seen 2 tries from Shea Fiaki, 1 from Macca Springer, 1 from Tom Christie, 1 from Tamaiti Williams, and 1 from Kyle Preston. I don't think I missed anyone, but I might have. Did Moa Nanu also score? Maybe. No, Christie got that one. Covering the Waratahs Brumbies game after this, says Tony. That is a game that sadly I'm not doing. That is because we're doing 2 games in the middle of the night for the URC, but we are doing Western Force versus, a little bit of a slip there for Shelfoon. Yeah, Western Force versus Fiji and Drua tomorrow. We will be doing that one on the channel too. Not a brick wall, that is a construction site, says James. That's going to be trap ball in there. Couldn't get it out for the Crusaders, so the Blues will now get another chance. I need Macca Springer in my fantasy team, says Callum. Looks like Monanu, or Monanu, I should say, is down. I'm having PTSD of how much that guy kept missing his kicks. Anyway, you're great, says Danielle. Yeah, we do thoroughly appreciate you being here. At the moment, there are 2 men leading, or in fact 3, for most tries in Super Rugby Pacific 2025. Macca Springer, Sevu Reece, and also Carlo Tizzano, the other man who is right up there as we currently sit. Right, Gordon will make his way on. North Harbour representative, that is for Mullen in the Blues lineup. If Rico makes the All Blacks, then let's start watching league, says Stuart Moore. As Carter's still playing rugby. He is not playing rugby that I know of, but he is a part of the Sevens ambassadors. So same with him, Brian Habana and all those guys, I think are all in that kind of setup. More so Habana than Carter, though. Carter is modelling jockey, says Ruth. And wow, I'm upping my prediction again, 50 points to 27. And some fans are leaving, no. And please show the game, says Jacinta. Sadly, due to licensing, any match footage or audio will get us taken straight off YouTube or Moananu. Getting a little bit of cramp on the sidelines by the looks of that. Is Nonu still playing? He is. He's actually recently signed a new contract for a French side. So he's going to have another season in him. The veteran. Off to the left-hand side here. Look like Crusaders very close to offside. Yep, there we go. Has just been awarded. Or at least the advantage is at this point. Off to the right-hand side here. Taili goes in behind. Plummer holds onto it nicely. Clark with a wide cut-out pass to Mark Talia. 10 metres from the try line. Blues have conceded that bonus point for 3 or more ahead. Going to be 5 offside this time. Antonio Shalfoon. Man who was warned. Marnonu is in the MLR. He has major shareholdings in that team, says Lee C. And yeah, next year I think he signed with, is it Brief? Is that the team that he's gone to? And the Blues cannot come back. They have lost. I don't know how many, by how many now. Now to the short side. Oh, Satutu just inches from the try line. Christie gets it down similar to how Preston scored it in the first half. I think it's fair to say that the Crusaders are back to being high quality from their horror season last year. Peter George Foreman, your old man here about Foreman Amish. Damn, end of an era. Says Mr. Orlin. I assume he would have heard about him. Anonu was like 42. Says no mum. As with Talon, Joker player, says Lee C. Just about going over was Mark Dallaire, only a couple metres from the try line. And then Christie gets the reward. Now this one, it doesn't take away the bonus point, but the next try would. Plummer has missed that one away to the side. It's going to make the score 37 points to 19. My dad volunteered at a New Zealand Sevens game and tried to get into the changing rooms by saying Nonu was his cousin. What's the score, says Andrew? At the moment, it is sitting 37 points to 19 in favour of the Crusaders. Definitely not what people were expecting for an Eden Park score. But the Blues are making this a little bit more competitive now for the second half. I wonder who's going to win, says Cameron. Yeah, there's one obvious team, and then there's also the... Oh, what a take from David Arveli. No one called for it for the Blues. And it gives the possession straight back to the Crusaders. Those are the type of errors the Blues just can't afford to make. Off to the right-hand side, James O'Connor goes through the hands of Kello. Antonio Shalfoon reaches out, but there was a knock on. Was it knocked on there? Players seem to think no. Can we check it? Says Corey Kello. But a great take from David Harvili off the kickoff. No one going for it. Come on, Guzzies, get it to 50. Says Andrew. It's a pretty unlucky one to be called as a knock-on. What did New Zealand Rugby got to do to get the Sevens back? Do it in Queenstown, I say. Yeah, see, that's the thing. The problem with doing it at FMG Stadium was they put the prices far too high, and then most people just decided not to go because of the price of it. Like, when you consider how much time the Sevens is going on for, it does make it like kind of reasonable compared to a game of rugby union, but yeah, they kind of priced themselves off the market, and then New Zealand lost it. Now, Hoskins at 2-2. Tackled inside of the 22 here. Only 10 minutes remaining on the clock. What happened to Will Jordan? He's still out there from what I've seen, or is he? Someone lost their mouth guard there. Do you play rugby? I used to, but don't play it now. Now cross kick, James O'Connor wanted it. Tries to push Talia into touch. That ball's actually stayed in the field of play. Another chance here for Plummer. Across to the left-hand side. Cameron Suafoa. Cody Taylor should be the captain of the All Blacks, says John. He's a great player, Taylor, and he's had opportunities, hasn't he, as kind of like vice-captain and whatnot. Now Marcel Renata. Off to the right-hand side here again for the Blues. They just need something. Like, they will want nothing more than to take away the bonus point off this Crusader side. How are you, bro? Some row for a club rugby match. It was Waka versus Tapuki, says Scott Jones. Bow a little bit slow getting back to his feet. Has a bit of a limp there too. Nice take from Harry Plummer, sandwiched in between two big men. I think he's holding his nose here. I play rugby for City Newton, Amish 5 years. Says Spider Mick. They want the penalty in the breakdown, but they will not receive it. Finley Christie trolling traffic at the back. It's another big yawn. Attack and run. And the penalty will go against the Crusaders. 9 minutes left. We're going to ask the question in the chat. Yes or no? Will the Crusaders get their winning bonus point? So currently they do have it. They're 3 tries ahead. So pretty much the question is more so, will the Blues score in the next 8.5 minutes? The biggest of yawns, says Caitlin. I just realised the 2-2 was in the team. Oli A has been anonymous. He hasn't had a huge amount that he's done today, unfortunately. We will go like that, and like that, nicely taken there. Finley Christie goes through almost, manages to score it. Anton Segner is going to be knocked on by Satuda, or at least it looked like it. Suafoa is regathered. They will need to check this one to see whether or not this has somehow become a try. Right, they've said too much of a clear bobble. I dare you to put another wallpaper in your background for the rest of your video. Do you think if I put one of a house, people will think that I live there? I have got a house one. Does this look realistic? It looks like I'm on holiday somewhere really nice. But I'm not. I am actually in front of just the old green screen. We'll go, here we go. Got a back knock on, says John. They are just checking this one. And was it a knock on the ground, perhaps? So lost forward on the ground. One more, like that. Right, what is the go there? Knock on. Penalty. Okay, 12 readers halfway up the ruck. Rico said he's an All Black to try and help their chances. And so he says Callum. And we have their check, it says NZ guy. So it is no try, but still 8 minutes left. When we used to stream in your lounge with George, yeah, we've had some really interesting streams on the channel in the past. Like the one where we were on the couch and we had a mini secondary view of like to the side of us as well. I don't know what the go was there with the layout, but that was a lot of fun. Now another penalty advantage. I think this is going to be a yellow card now for the Crusaders, or at least in the very near future. Going back across to the left-hand side. Only a couple meters from the try line. Christie goes. Oh, that was close for Cole Forbes. And that's going to be held up again, but going back for yet again another penalty. I think the Blues are just going to take the quick tap here with Mark Talia, or at least they'd love to be able to do so. He has now taken it. Oh, did he throw it at the line? He might have. And he's given it away to Macca Springer. They may have to check it. And that one, they've lost probably a good 50 metres from that one. Talia almost scores it and then just fumbles it in the final moment. Will the Satyrs get a bonus point? That is the question that we did ask not too long ago. And it seems to be mixed in terms of yes or no. I do think that they needed to score that to take away the Crusaders' chance. Hang on, we're going back for something, are we? Okay, so it's going to be a goal line dropout. So goal line dropout because it was knocked on in the in-goal area. Then from there, there's been a warning issued to the Crusaders. I missed those midweek live streams you and George used to do. They were hilarious. See, here's David the Mod. Yeah, we just randomly would play, I think it was Be a Pro, wasn't it, that we did quite a few straight smashed. See, here's Mr. Allin. I spent 8 years in Melbourne from 8 to 16. Played Aussie rules, great game. That requires a variety of skills. For me, the greatest game on the planet. See, here's Francis. Now the Blues have got position again, still with 6 minutes on the clock. Would O'Connor qualify for the ABs? I think at the end of this year or next year, he's eligible. So we could actually see it, which would be a massive change for O'Connor. Definitely because the Wallabies, I'm sure, would still be keen on him. That one's going to be taken by Jordan. I think it was out on the full. So do they want to check this one? I think a bit of a discussion here with the touch judge. You are already out to Will Jordan, so it is going to be now the line out for the Crusaders. Yeah, just jumping into touch. Rico was not happy about it. Now line out throw chance here for the Crusaders, and I've just realised because he was out, it was kicked out on the full, so they will gain an extra 15 or so metres there. See, that's an interesting one, though, because Will Jordan has had a foot in play. In fact, both feet in play. Then he's leapt into touch. So you could also argue he did still get the ball in the field of play. It is going to be a not straight line out from the Crusaders, so Blues get possession now. Anyway, it was the Satyrs 9. 9 starting was Kyle Preston. Off the bench was Noah Hotham. Cameron saw fire. Who's up to 20 metres out from the line here for the Blues. Dalton Papali'i tackled by Corey Callow. He's making his way off the bench for this Crusaders side. Christie goes to the right. Rico has scored 2 weeks in a row. Can he make it 3? Even though he did go over 500 days without a single try. So that tells you how long he's been waiting for some form. He's had a fair amount of the ball for this matchup already. Corey Callow counter ruck. It would have been a good steal, but no one wanted it, and then just thrown away by the replacement hooker for the Blues. And Havili gets it away to Springer, who has got a massive left boot. Oh, it goes into touch. If it had stayed in, Will Jordan was winning that foot race by a good 15 metres. I think for the Blues, they will be extremely happy. That one went out. O'Connor won't play for the All Blacks either way. Says Lee C. And we have their Blues fumbling, though, and been impressed with Havili tonight. He's had a really solid game, David Havili. I know that he's had a lot of stick over the last kind of 12 months. He's one of those guys that a lot of people felt didn't deserve to get into the All Blacks last year, but did. I'm so sick of this stuff, says Tony. Yeah, it has definitely not been a Dream Blues performance in this matchup, but honestly, I don't think anyone was predicting this scoreline. Nice offload there from Talia. The biggest thing that the Blues can do here is to stop the Crusaders from getting a bonus point. This might help them later on in the season. Is Springer good enough for the All Blacks? He certainly knows how to score tries. But the problem is, when it goes to the Crusaders setup, normally he finds himself on the same wing as Severis. It's going to be a good steal once again in the breakdown. I think that was Reese that time. Jordan kicks it downfield, almost gets foot tripped, but he's still going to be chasing after this. Cole Forbes has to regather only about 10 metres out from his line. He kicks it, and it does go into touch. We have got there, shut up Hamish, you never say anything good about the Blues, says Kiwi Rob. You obviously didn't listen, Kiwi Rob, because all throughout the first half we were actually praising what they have been able to do. Like that first 7 minutes, they looked on song, and then after that it just seemed to go wrong. I think that that's just the frustration of losing another game that's getting to you, Rob. Because at the start you did say it would be an easy win for them. No, in fact, you did say they'd get thrashed, and that's what's happened. But that's now going to be Cullen Grace claiming that ball for the line out. We have the All Whites and new athletics potential. The future of New Zealand sports, says Bob. Crusaders back again. And Tangi Tawa's looking brilliant this year. Yeah, that left wing spot is at the moment stacked. A little kick in behind from Macca Springer. Kicked out on the full this time. And looks like they're going to use it quickly there. Cole Forbes getting himself in a little bit of trouble, having to run it straight sideways. Rico Ioane has fumbled the ball 10 metres out from the line. And the Crusaders, the flick pass round the back, almost picked up by Jordan. Reese gets it away to Fiaki. And Kalen Ponga could play for the Canes. Says Ed Smith. They'll go back for the knock-on advantage. This gives 1 minute remaining for the Crusaders to go for one last play to bring them into 40. Are we the worst defending champions since the Crusaders? Says Distracted Sports. It's a pity Tui Pelotu won't be able to play for the Blues tonight. He's quite important. Yeah, I mean, massive game changer when it comes to lineouts for the Blues. Adds so much to the side. Also defensively and the breakdowns is outstanding. Just don't think the ball's got out wide enough for the Blues throughout this match, unfortunately. You know, you look at someone like a Caleb Clark who last year had numbers that were absolutely insane. And this game, we've hardly seen him even get a hand on the ball. I think he's touched it maybe 3 or 4 times max. We have got there, look at the Blues' first 6 games versus other teams. Says Kiwi Rob. Now, ball's going to be available for the Crusaders. They are 10 metres out from the try line. Vern Cotter's job is now untenable, says James. 5 metres out. Back across to the right-hand side. George Bauer tries to spin. Great power shown by the replacement 17. Will Jordan steps and does get the try. Many people will be happy with that because I know that he is often selected in the fantasy side of things, but the Crusaders scoring on the siren. Go look for the ball, Caleb, but he can't afford to because Mark Talia is already doing that. We've seen multiple times this year, and actually last year as well, that Talia drifts off his wing, goes into the middle of the field, and then that means that you can't really afford to have both wingers fighting for the halfback spot, or else you got no one out wide just in case you do get that quick ball. Great commentary, Hamish, says David the Mod. And great commentary, Hamish, going for a swim, says Danielle, so do be safe. Hopefully you know how to swim, of course, or else it could be trouble. Okay, I will forgive Will, says a Nov Mum there. Now, chance here for James O'Connor to line up this last kick. 42 on the board. And O'Connor misses as well, so that will keep the score, the end of this one, to 42 points to 19. We have got there, you can all think of dream scenarios, but it's 80% likely we just ended the Blues season, says Dyler. I don't know, I feel like they only need top 6, right? I would say home final for the Blues now, as harsh as it sounds, is off the table. I don't think we're seeing a game take place at Eden Park for the final of the final unless we see a couple upsets like last year, where we saw the Hurricanes, who were top of the table, then get knocked out. But I just think having 5 losses on the record at this point in time, yes, they're going to win a lot of their other games, I do believe, for this Blues team, but I think that the home final's off the cards. And good job, Crusaders, says Cameron. Well done, All Black Crusaders, says Kiwi Rob. And we have got the congratulations, Crusaders. Classy play today. Hamish, you've done excellent. I see you later. Thanks for who, says Ruth. So, yeah, we are going to be covering multiple games later on for the URC, 2 in a row. Then also the matchup taking place between the Western Force and the Fijian Roar. That is going to be the Sunday night kickoff at 7:05 New Zealand time. Well done on beating the Blues team, or Blues B team, says Kiwi Rob. And they did only play what was in front of them. And they certainly played well. I mean, the amount of tries that we saw this Crusaders side running in try within the first minute of the second half. Those were all little moments that absolutely just took the Blues out of this game. What URC you're doing. So I am going to be doing Sharks versus Zebra, and then also doing the match between the Bulls and Leinster. So Stormers game overlaps with Bulls Leinster, but we'll still keep you informed about that one. But Sharks Zebra starts at 1:45. What will the table look like now, Hamish? So with that, I believe the Crusaders will actually take their spot back for second place on the standings. The Blues, they do not get a bonus point, so they will remain in, I believe it is 10th at the moment. What the hell are we letting an Aussie play in our team? Says Kiwi Rob. We have got there, what's the most you would pay for your dream rugby video? As in, like, getting to do some sort of filming or something with someone. I mean, the channel's budget is not massive, so it wouldn't be able to be a huge amount. Well, Jordan got me paid, says Lee C. So you probably were quite nervous, though, with how late it was before he was able to score it. Yeah, that next live stream is kicking off at 1:45 a.m. New Zealand time, ladies and gentlemen. So we will be live for that contest. But thank you all very much for tuning in. If you did enjoy, of course, be sure to leave a like and subscribe. And I will see you all for the next one.